Over 20 people have been arrested in the Los Angeles area for looting. Looters have been arrested for going into homes that have been evacuated because of the fire. We're talking about gang members, opportunists, people pretending they're firefighters wearing fake fireman suits to gain access to homes. It's running rampant around the Los Angeles area. The district attorney says he'll prosecute to the full extent of the law. Citizens are armed, protecting themselves. National Guard is out there in the streets, making sure the community is safe. Let me share with you what is going on in Los Angeles. Wild stuff, folks. Check it out.
As I was getting my whole family out, all you have in your mind is just you're in survival mode at that point. I saw men coming into our neighborhoods. Police confirmed it. She had this to say. Take a listen.
It was wild. We just started seeing all these cars pull up, doors open, and groups of men running up our street, going up to the doors of these houses. And we weren't sure what was going on. I'm thinking, are these people here to help my neighbors? I hope so. And I left, and then my husband talked to the police and said, what are those guys doing? These guys don't live here. Get them out. My next door neighbor said, his quote, there were like 100 people that came up on scooters and were trying to get into any and all houses on the street.
And did you physically see police officers stopping them?
I didn't, but it's not to say that they weren't. It was so incredibly chaotic, and I was so worried about my big family and getting them out of our old tinderbox of a house that I was just focused on them first.
Tragedy. At least 20 looters have already been arrested in just the past few days, forcing Los Angeles to take security measures, including National Guard support and a curfew in specific areas. But some residents aren't waiting for help and turning to a private security company. Sean Ben is the founder of NASTEC Private Security Company, and he joins me now. Sean, the lengths that some people are going to loot is staggering. What are you seeing right now?
Good morning. What we see is that people trying to improvise to get in, wearing uniforms of fire marshals and uniform of security companies, wearing vests, looks like people from the power company, and they're trying to get in any way and any mean.
You're kidding me. So people aren't doing this in the cover of darkness. They're dressing up, putting on a fake uniform, and trying to go into a house that's been vacated because they're under evacuation orders?
That's correct. They're wearing some white helmets, coming with clipboards if needed. They have many shapes of how to conceal themselves coming inside.
Well, so how can you tell the people who are trying to loot versus the real utility workers or officials that are actually trying to do the job? And when you see this happening, what do you do?
So what we do, we're providing a concierge private security for the neighborhoods. We have 24/7. Our zone is usually no more than 2 miles. So think that we're doing 24 hours a day, going 2 miles over and over again. So we know our clients and the people that working for our clients, from dog handlers to pool people, we know them by name, we know the cars, we know everything. So if we see someone that's not supposed to be there, we always engaging. We always engage, asking for what they do, and we can figure out it's body language. And usually when they see our vehicles with the lights on, they're moving away.
We have chased people away. There's some people who are active in the area who stayed behind, and they're reporting that we need help. And we think this latest crackdown is helpful, but we go around the streets, there's no one here, and anyone can come up here and get stuff, so we need help.
I've been hearing reports of large groups of people that are coming out of vans, like Sprinter vans and like cargo vans, that is obviously well coordinated.
What are the items that you're hearing that they're going after?
Purses, watches, anything they could basically get their hands on.
I slept here last night just because of looting, so I've got that big truck. I'm going to unload most of my house.
You're armed.
Yeah. So this is more of people can see it and they know don't F around, right? Like, yeah. So like it's a problem and people will learn the consequences of that problem.
Over last night and this morning, we are up to 20 individuals who chose to go into our areas and deprive these poor people who have been through so much of their property. Absolutely unacceptable. And I'm going to give direction to our department members. As you know, when we have an evacuation order by law, if you remain in that area, you are guilty of a misdemeanor. If you commit certain crimes, it could jump up to a felony. I'm going to be asking our employees to start enforcing that. That is very different than a curfew. Why? Because it's 24/7. I don't have to wait for the sun to go down.
We're just here to, help protect, make sure people don't go into the evacuation zones and make sure there's no looters around here. We don't want people, even the homeowners, we don't want them to be in danger of the fires and anything else.
Yeah, I wear the uniform proudly. I love what I do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
I have been evacuated myself. I'm part of over 200,000 people who have been evacuated. My sister, who lived in Pacific Palisades, her house has been burned to the ground, along with hundreds of neighbors. It truly is an apocalyptic look at a neighborhood that used to be an amazing neighborhood. And like we experienced over 30 years ago in the 1990s, where we experienced fires, floods, and earthquake riots, LA has grit, it's got resilience, but it turns out that there's a whole number of people who are trying to profit from this tragedy, trying to take advantage of people in their lowest moments, if they lost their houses, their businesses. And as the District Attorney of Los Angeles, I've sent an unmistakably clear message to them. They will be arrested, they will be prosecuted, and they will be punished to the full extent of the law. It is a warning shot we have sent, and unfortunately over 20 people haven't listened to it so far and been arrested for looting. We're going to be investigating all looting, burglary, robbery, grand theft. We'll look at arson. We're going to look at anyone violating curfew orders, because they should not be in fire-ravaged areas where their houses are unprotected, other than the police that are monitoring those areas. So we are going to enforce the law against the predators out there, while we give great support for the people who have suffered these tragedies.
And just give us an idea for our viewers at home how it's working, because of course there are police roadblocks on all of the roads now, and they are stopping literally everybody, aren't they?
Yes, they brought in the National Guard. We have over 400 National Guard that has joined the LA County Sheriff's Department, the LA Police Department. There's we've gotten the resources, which is amazing, both at fire and police from all over California. People are coming in from different states to help us out. So LA will deal with this. We will recover. We're still under active evacuation orders. But the predators who want to take advantage of this, they need to know that this is despicable if they want to engage in these actions, and they will be held maximally accountable for their actions.
Go ahead. So I'm here in Pacific Palisades at the site of what used to be my sister's home. She's lived here for a while, a long time, with her family, and now this home, along with the homes in this street and this neighborhood, are just gone. I've been here for over 60 years. I've not seen devastation like this in my lifetime. I mean, you have to harken back to the 1990s when we were hit with the floods and the fires and the earthquakes and the riots to even get close to this. Now, I'm absolutely convinced that LA is incredibly resilient, and like it's done many, many times before, Angelenos will come back and build this back better than ever. But for the people who are thinking, the criminals who are out there thinking about taking advantage of this situation through looting or through scams or over the internet and preying on vulnerable victims, let me make it quite clear what's going to happen. The DA's office working with law enforcement is going to arrest you, they're going to prosecute you, and you will be punished to the full extent of the law. That's a promise.
So it will be interesting to see these looters that got arrested, how much time they get. Will they make bond? Will they even get a bond? It's very scary in Los Angeles, so much that they have the National Guard out there. Palisades fire, Eaton fire, all in that area that was affected. Opportunists breaking into those $1 million homes, trying to steal things. Wow. So we'll continue to monitor who gets arrested for looting. If any mug shots come out on anyone, we will share it here on JLR Investigates and criminal records of people. We will expose the looters on this channel. Subscribe to the channel, like, hit the notification button. Praying for all the victims out there in Los Angeles area. Be safe out there. Protect yourself. Protect your family from these looters. We'll talk soon. Stay tuned.